Why is Jake Paul still worried about Tank Davis and using Tank Davis to sell his fight with Anthony Joshua? Smash a like, sub to the channel, share the video. We live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday night at 7:30. We also live Sunday mornings with the Singing OG KQKC Boxing Network. Sunday mornings 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Join the channel as a member. Drop super chats when you come by the live streams and the videos that we do. And if you want to debate, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is the email address. Also, please hype up the video, man. YouTube has a new feature where you can scroll over, hit that hype button. It's right where you leave a comment at. You can scroll, hit that hype button. It's free for you, the viewer. They give you 3 free hypes per week. And I ask that you please hype these videos that we're dropping on the channel, man. It really helps us in the algorithm. It increases the reach of the channel, and it makes sure that our content is recommended if anyone is on YouTube looking for boxing talk content. Jake Paul continues to show that he is a fraud, and nothing is more evident of this than him using Tank Davis to sell his fight. And also, I do want to point out, too, in this video, Tank Davis, according to Nikisa Badarian, who is the co-founder of MVP Promotions, and is one of these guys that runs Jake Paul's career, essentially. Nikisa Badarian compared the Anthony Joshua fight to the Tank Davis fight, and he said that Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua is a more winnable fight for Jake Paul than him fighting Tank Davis, because he said Tank Davis is more evasive and more elusive. Long story short, Tank Davis is harder to hit than Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is more dangerous for Jake Paul in terms of knocking his head off his goddamn shoulders. But there is always a chance that Jake Paul could catch Anthony Joshua, and we all know what Anthony Joshua is as a fighter with that chin. That boy chinny chin chin. Super chinny. And there's no doubt that Daniel Dubois probably cracked that chin even more in Anthony Joshua's most recent fight. So they feel like they have a better chance of landing cleanly on AJ. And once you land cleanly on AJ, we've seen before that anything can happen. Alexander Usyk rocked him, had him wobbled, had him hurt. Daniel Dubois, same thing. We all saw what Andy Ruiz did to him. Klitschko back in the day. Dillian White he get hurt a lot, bro. He get wobbled a lot. Whereas Tank is much harder to hit, more faster, more skilled. I can see why Nikisa Badarian is saying that, but don't argue with me. Go tell Nikisa Badarian he don't know what he's talking about. And I would also tell Nikisa Badarian might not want to say that. Might not want to say that. Might not want to say that the fight you're actually fighting and not running away from and not canceling is a more winnable fight than the fight that you canceled. Stay on code, stay on brand, and say that y'all canceled the fight because of the other shit Jake Paul claimed y'all canceled the fight for. That's the point on that, right? But as far as them still trying to use Tank to sell the Anthony Joshua fight, that is some diabolical, nasty ass work, bro. And as a Tank Davis fan, this is one of the things that I really rally against on this channel, and it's one of the things that I can't stand. If you notice anything with the theme of this channel, I can't stand when fighters use that young man's name to sell they fights, to try to big up what they have going on, draw some traction to it, make somebody such as myself talk about it, but then try to downplay who he is to the sport, who he is as a star. And the shit is just nasty work, bro. It's nasty effing work, man. So this dude is allegedly, according to Jake Paul, on camera, according to Jake Paul, dragging some female. He is horrible for the sport. Jake Paul champions women's boxing, and he had to do this because he wanted to pull out of women's boxing. So he's too much of a dirtbag in Jake Paul's view for him to fight. And the allegations were just too far-fetched, even though Jake Paul has been accused of sexual assault multiple times. Just throwing that out there. But that was just too bad for him to fight him, but not bad enough to where you try to use him to line your own pocket still by using his name and using his likeness and using his image in order to sell your fight. in order to sell your fight with Anthony Joshua. Why isn't Anthony Joshua enough, Jake? Why isn't simply talking about you and AJ enough, bro? Why isn't that enough? You can't act like it's a bigger challenge than Tank because your team is saying it's not a bigger challenge. If that's the fight you wanted, if it's a bigger challenge than Tank, then weren't you in negotiations with Anthony Joshua before Tank? But you pulled away and you chose to fight Tank instead? Were we supposed to forget that? Was this something that everybody just forgot all of a sudden? I feel like when you don't F with somebody, bro, when you don't want to do business with somebody, if somebody is such a diabolical, whatever it is you want to call them, I just feel like you don't use their name to promote yourself or to promote what you got going on. Because one of the most important things that we can do, especially as men, with like families and people that depend on us, one of the most important things that we can do is make money, right? Provide. And to say that somebody is so beneath you that they're a bunch of things, but then use them to try to make money, shows two things. Number one, it shows a huge character flaw. But number two, it shows that they're more important to you than you try to lead the public to believe, because you're using them to do one of the most important things that a man can do. You're using them to make money while claiming that they're not important. But while making money is one of the most important things you can do. That's why I laugh at Keyshawn Davis when he's doing this shit, acting like Tank ain't shit, but using his name to sell his fight. Laugh when Shakur do it. Laugh when Devin Haney do it. Tima Lethal, whoever it was through the years, I laugh. Because they're pushing this person down, pushing this person down, pushing this person down, shitting on this person. They care so much about their money. They want to be millionaires. They want to make all this money. But the same person they shitting on and acting like ain't shit is the same person they using to do one of the most important things they can do, so they can buy all that jewelry. They can buy them cars. They can buy them houses. They can trick off on them women and shit like that. So he must be important. If Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, Shakur Stevenson, Raymond Ford, Devin Haney through the years, Brian Norton, like if all of these dudes at some point or another have decided to sit back and say, I want to use him to enhance myself so that I can make more money. And the most recent example, obviously, is Jake Paul. If that is what's going on, because it is what's going on, these are undeniable facts, then how is he also simultaneously ain't shit for the sport of boxing at the same time? Maybe you can make sense of it for me. Smash a like, sub to the channel. I'll see y'all soon. Peace!